Today on Auto Shots, we have a magnet, a sales magnet, a car that is make or break for the brand in India, the Nissan Magnite. 6 months of waiting period. It seems like Nissan's plan did work. So let's find out why this sub 4 meter SUV is getting so much attention. The Nissan Magnite is a good looking car, especially if I had to compare with its competitors. Aggressive design, still subtle on the front. You get these sleek LED projector headlamps with integrated turn indicators. You have these DRLs out here and even LED fog lamps. If you had to look closely, you'd see a lot of design cues have been picked up from the Nissan Redigo, but they have done a really good job out here. If you had to open this hood, you would be welcomed with a 1 litre 3-cylinder turbocharged engine that would produce 100 horsepower and 160 Nm of torque. And if you wanted something for the city, then you also get a naturally aspirated 1 litre engine that can produce around 72 horsepower and 96 Nm of torque. The Magnite might look small on the screen, but trust me, Nissan has done a great job on the design. You get these wheel arches that make the car look wide, and also the side skirts that give the car a rugged look. You also get the second best ground clearance in the whole segment after the Nexon. Nissan also offers 16-inch wheels on all the variants, while if you had to get the higher variants, you get these diamond cut alloys. Now, Nissan would also give you dual tone colors, and trust me, they look good. The car from this side looks clean with Magnite badging in bold. You don't get LED tail lamps, but the design over here looks great. And if you have to compare this design with all the previous Nissans out here in the market, you know Nissan now means business. And you can figure that out with the brand new logo introduced on this particular car. If you had to open the boot, you're welcomed with 336 liters of boot space. You also get 60-40 split seats, which allows you to haul big things because you'll be able to fold one of them and still carry a passenger at the back. Nissan has cut the crap from the inside. No buttons, no fancy design. You have cheap plastic, but that's fine. We are in India. They had to keep the cost low. But the pattern on the plastic is good enough, and it does not give you a cheap feeling on the looks. To hide the cheap bits, you get an 8-inch touchscreen display. I'm not a big fan of the graphics or the responsiveness, but let me tell you, you get wireless Android Auto and Apple CarPlay. Coming down to the buttons, these buttons out here are airplane styled and have a great feeling. Now, you could also buy a tech pack for this car for around 38,000 and you would get a wireless charger, you get an air purifier and upgraded JBL speakers and a few more features. Now let's talk about the digital driver's display. The quality of the graphics is good, the resolution is good. Here you also can find the information about the tire pressure. It will not tell you the precise figures. Moving down to the steering, you have a lot of buttons on the steering. By the way, this car also gets cruise control. While operating the cruise control is a little bit of a headache because there is a switch down here to put on and off the cruise control, and then you have to figure it out from this particular place. Yeah, it's a good package overall. Finally, the back seat space. Because of this flat seat out here, it is comfortable for a person to stay in the middle and sit for a long time. While I will not recommend long journeys, this car is perfect for 4 people. That's good. This is where it's a make or break for the Nissan Magnite. Right now what I'm driving is a 1 litre 3-cylinder turbocharged engine that will give you around 100 horsepower. The engine is responsive because of the weight of the car. It's quite light compared to all the other cars in the segment. But the engine struggles at around 1500 RPM or anything below that. But post that, the car gives you torque like a diesel engine. Moving on to the gearbox is quite precise. All the gears slot in exactly into gears the way you would like. And talking about the suspension is on the stiffer side, which is a little irritating because on some bad roads you really feel all the vibrations inside. On the long run, this is going to be a little trouble for any Nissan owner. Now there are two things that I don't like about this car. Number one is the steering. It's dead. While if I had to consider who will buy this car, which is going to be a family man or a family, then it's a good steering altogether because it's soft, comfortable to drive and works like a charm. Second thing that I don't like about this car is the vibration or the engine noise that seeps into the cabin. It's a small engine, I understand, but Nissan could have done a little bit more in terms of sound deadening. Before I come down to the verdict, let me thank AM Ventures from Malim for lending this car to us to have fun and also review. Verdict is something we all have been waiting for, and the big question, why is this car getting so much attention? Number one is the price point. If somebody is looking out for a sub 4 meter SUV or even a small hatchback, this car fits in consideration at both the points. Secondly, Nissan has loaded this car with a lot of features, probably a few gimmicky ones, but still, it is doing a great job in terms of value for money. And finally, the safety issue. There have been a lot of videos rolling out on the internet about the poor build quality, but remember, this car has got 4 out of 5 stars in the Asian NCAP safety rating. Go out for a test drive, see how it feels. I surely suggest you should consider this car at all times. This is the Auto Shorts team, which has just hit 1000 subscribers. And if you do like our content, then please like, share and subscribe.